Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Toon 215, and right now we're in the state of Pennsylvania. We're currently in the city of Philadelphia. Today we're going to be doing a drive-through of the Glenwood hood that's located in North Philadelphia. Right now we're at the intersection of Huntington and Germantown Ave. Today's weather is around 69 degrees. We have sunny skies, some scattered clouds. I'm going to make this left-hand turn and travel southbound on Germantown Ave. Now, Germantown Ave is one of the borders to the Glenwood neighborhood. On our left-hand side, we have the Fairhill neighborhood and the Hartranft neighborhood. Let's make this right-hand turn onto 10th Street. This brings us into the Glenwood neighborhood here in North Philadelphia. Now, Glenwood is known to be one of the problematic areas. It's one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Philadelphia, and it lies in North Philadelphia. Many of the rougher areas lie in North Philadelphia. We're at the intersection of 10th and Cumberland. On our right-hand side, we have a housing complex. It was a projects that is now abandoned. They sealed it up. We have some traditional residential row homes on our left-hand side. We're passing Boston Street. I'm going to make this right-hand turn. We're at the intersection of 10th and York. We're going to make this right-hand turn on York. We have the continuation of the projects on our right-hand side. You can see that they're sealed with the dogs gates. I think that's the company, DAWG. They come in and they seal up buildings for the city. On our left, we have some two-story residential row homes. We're next to the 23 bus stop here at 11th and York. We're approaching 12th Street. We have the tracks above us. We have some entrepreneurs over here on my left. They station under the shade so they can set up their product and sell their goods. Dove body wash, Clorox, home cleaning supplies, and more. We're passing Fawn Street. Now, technically on our left and on our right, this is all considered Glenwood also. However, I'm gonna begin the in-depth zigzagging. Give me about another block. I want to cross over Broad Street. Well, actually, to be honest, we can make this right here and I'll come right back around. We'll make a right, we'll make a left, and we'll come back to the street because there was a Philadelphia rapper who was gunned down around the corner from here. So we'll take a look at that location. Let's see if we could come through Letterly. Let's make this left-hand turn on Letterly. We're approaching the 2400 block of Clarion Street. Now, this actually isn't going to connect me to where I want to go to, but let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah, the rapper's name was General Steezy. General Steezy, he was well connected in the underground rap world. To my knowledge, he had the support of several mainstream artists, people who were on in the Philadelphia area. Yeah, this just brought us back to the same identical block. I wanted to come down Park Ave, but we can go up Park Ave. Thing is, we're going up Park Ave, it's going to take us right back around, and I don't want to go through this block twice, but let's go through it. Right here on my right-hand side, we're gonna make this right. He was gunned down on my left. Right here on my left. You see that white door on my left? There used to be a memorial there for him. He used to hang out around here. Let's make this left on Boston. This is the 1300 block of Boston. So this was his hood. This was General Steezy's hood. Got a nice little chocolate puppy on our left. Little pit bull puppy. Gentleman over here is working on what looks to be like one of those electric motor chairs for disabled people who need the chairs to get around. He was working on it. Passing a gas station on our left-hand side. We're at Boston. This gas station has gas for $3.89 a gallon. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, some places in the city, they're still charging absurd prices, like 5 and up. Yeah, we're still getting charged 5 and above here in the Philadelphia area. It depends on where you're at exactly. But I know we just came from Northwest, and I also came from Southwest Philly, and yeah, the prices were kind of absurd. All right, my goal is to merge right. My goal is to merge right because I want to go down York Street. So we're on Broad Street right now. I'm going to be very cautious. There's traffic coming. And I'm going to make this right-hand turn on York Street. We have a Dunkin' Donuts on our left. We have a box truck on our left that's hustling his own goods too. All right, cool. So this is really where I would have liked to start out at, Carlisle. But it's good for you guys to know that that entry point where we entered at was part of the Glenwood neighborhood. I want to allow this car to go so we can make a right. And then we're just going to explore. We'll go up and down. Unfortunately, the first block we explore, we run into an Amazon truck making a delivery. My friend, you had all of this parking on our right-hand side. Why couldn't you park up? Man, I'm telling you, bro. So Glenwood is a neighborhood in North Philadelphia. It is located in the vicinity of North Philadelphia Station to West York. In 1988, 2 residents of the 3100 block of Percy Street, Reverend Clarence Hester, a Baptist minister and activist, and Carrie Hartsfield, an insurance worker who retired, co-founded the Glenwood Community Development Corporation in effort to improve the area. Now, if you guys don't know, Glenwood, this neighborhood in specific, was one of the hardest neighborhoods hit by the crack epidemic here in the Philadelphia area. It was next to Fairhill, ironically, right next to Fairhill Badlands, which was another area that was considered an open air, still to this day, an open air drug market. Now, I don't think Glenwood is batting. Wow, we went through like a crater in the ground. My soul just left my body. So I don't think they battle with it as much today, open air wise, as they did in the past. But those 2 people that I just named were part of the revitalization of this community. Check out this water heater right here on my left-hand side. That's scrap metal. That's money sitting right there. This is the 1400 block of Letterly. All right, let's continue moving forward. Yeah, he's making more deliveries over here. And I kind of understand them. I kind of understand the hustle because I've driven ice cream trucks. I've delivered pizza in my younger years and all that. So sometimes you need to just run in and run, back. But when I used to drive, I used to do my best. We're passing Cumberland. We're on Carlisle and Cumberland. I had to do my best to make sure to park up. If there was parking available, I'll park up because, I don't want to hold up traffic. So it looks like we have a warehouse on our left-hand side. 1-story warehouse. It spanned the whole block. It took up the whole entire block. We're approaching Huntingdon. This is the intersection of Carlisle, Huntingdon. 2400 block of Carlisle, 1500 block of Huntingdon. Let's make this left-hand turn. We're capturing footage in 4K. So make sure to adjust your YouTube browser screen resolution so you can get the best experience. Let's make this left-hand turn on 15th Street. We're at 15th and Huntingdon. We have an older gentleman just posted up on the right-hand side. There's still some leftover Halloween decorations. We're passing Hazard Street. And now we're passing Surgeon. And now we're passing Firth. Now we could have made a right on any one of those blocks. The thing is with some of the layout here in this neighborhood is it'll take you around a block more than once. So I'm trying my best not to be repetitive. Let me avoid that giant pothole. In Philadelphia, you need that bumper sticker. I'm not drunk. I'm avoiding potholes. Passing Letterly. Now we're passing Haggard. Now, if you want to see what some of these blocks look like, I have covered this neighborhood before, so feel free to explore my channel. I covered this neighborhood in depth. We're passing Boston. We have several gentlemen hanging out on my right-hand side. We have 2 students on our right. We have a parent and a child on our left. Let's make this right on York, 15th and York. Then we're going to make another quick right on Sydenham Street. Let's make this right on the 2400 block of Sydenham. So Glenwood is often defined as the area that's bounded by York Street to the south, bordering Stanton and Templetown, Germantown Avenue to the east, bordering Fairhill, and Glenwood Avenue to the north and to the west, bordering Nicetown, Tioga, and the Allegheny West neighborhood, and Strawberry Mansion. Glenwood is a low-income neighborhood, predominantly African-American neighborhood, but there are Hispanics that live here. We have an abandoned house on my left. Looks like they were restoring it. The gentleman on my right has some pretty long dreadlocks. We have a dog over here on my left with a muzzle on. Oh, that's very disheartening to see the dog with a muzzle. It looks like a female. Brindle pit bull female. All right, we're gonna continue moving forward. We have KIPP North Academy School on our left. I believe it's a charter school. So as I mentioned earlier, this area is one of the highest crime rates in the city. One of the highest crime rates in the city is right here. This is usually where it goes down at. Now on the map, when you look at north, this is as center as north as it's gonna get because it's right along Broad Street. Let's make this left-hand turn, 2500 block aside in here. We're turning left. On our right-hand side, we have the post office, but we're gonna turn left on Mole Street. Mole, like you have a mole on your face? Mole, uh-oh. Matter of fact, let's do it. I was gonna turn out because I saw there was a turnout street. It was gonna be like a little dead end, but it's cool. We'll take it because it's gonna bring us right back around to 16th Street, to where the post office is there. But check out this little teeny block right here. Imagine living on this last house on our left right here. And I think this is a school. Yeah, this is a school here. This is the continuation of that KIPP charter school. And boom, it brings us right here to 16th. Which is where the post office is at. There's a post office on my right-hand side. On my left, there's a wonderful view of the Philadelphia skyline. You guys can't see it yet, but you'll see it when we head southbound. Right now, we're traveling northbound. On our right is eastbound. On our left is westbound. Behind us is southbound. We're traveling northbound on 16th Street. We're at the intersection of 16th and Huntington in the heart of North Philadelphia. On the next block is actually where the casket is located. We have a casket on display. You know, a casket that you would bury someone in. It's a casket that's been on display here in the heart of North Philadelphia for many years. It's chained up to a pole and nobody touches it. Nobody messes with it. It's there as a harsh reminder of the reality we live in, you know, living and dealing with the streets. It's over here on our left-hand side. We'll be passing it shortly. I did walking tours, so I've walked by this casket. I've showed you guys in several driving tours this casket on my left. But this is my first one for 2022. You see that casket? So this is my first coverage of 2022. I'm trying to do my best to update some of the neighborhoods. I've covered over 100 neighborhoods here in the Philadelphia area. I have over 500 plus tours covering Philadelphia, South Philadelphia, Southwest Philadelphia, West Philadelphia, Northwest Philadelphia, North Philadelphia, Northeast Philadelphia, and Center City, Philadelphia. So I've got a chance to document a lot of the city. So right now we're at Lehigh Avenue, 16th and Lehigh. Now we can go straight and hit Glenwood, which would be technically a borderline, cross over it, or go left here. Now we go straight, we're not gonna hit nothing but another long block full of traffic. So I'm just gonna make a left here, just because it's school time too. As you can see, you got youngsters right there at the corner store getting out of school. It's about 3:21 p.m. Eastern time zone, and it is a Wednesday, middle of the work week. It's hump day. So the demographics of this neighborhood as of the year 2010 United States Census, I should probably bust a left here just cause out of creativity. Okay, Civic, thank you very much, CRV, appreciate you, love you a long time, sir. All right, so we're here. So now this is the block that I said you're gonna get a pretty good view of the Philadelphia skyline. You can see the Liberty 1 and 2 building directly in front of us at the end of the block. You can see the nice depth of field of view. So as of the year 2010 United States Census, Glenwood was 88% non-Hispanic, Black, or African American, 7.8% Hispanic or Latino of any race, and 2% white. We have a gentleman behind us on a motorcycle, so let me speed it up just a little bit. I'm doing 5 miles an hour. There's a really tight block. You see we only got one side of parking. You have a mini mart on our right-hand side, AKA the corner store. Corner store, poppy store, the bodega, mini market, whatever you want to call it. The bikes turned. Cool. There was 2 motorcycles behind us, so we could slow it down a little bit. So the Hispanic parts are located around the eastern part of Glenwood. And if you look at the eastern part of Glenwood, it's actually Fairhill Badlands, which is the largest Puerto Rican Hispanic neighborhood in Philadelphia, PA. So it all makes sense. So this neighborhood, even though it's predominantly black and or African American, they coincide and they live side by side with the Hispanics. So crime. The crack cocaine epidemic of the 1980s changed the character of this neighborhood. It was considered to be the western fringes of Philadelphia Badlands and an area known for an abundance of open-air recreational drug markets and drug-related violence. So back in the day, as you heard, as I mentioned, this area was hit bad with drugs. And still to this day, you can come and different corners and different areas, you'll see groups and like cliques of people just hanging out, mainly residents. But back in the day, it was a lot different. It was like probably what you guys would see under the L in Kensington, which I'll call quote unquote zombie land. You would see that in the hood. You would see people walking around just out of it in the hood. And we're talking about before I was born. I was born in '88, so I only can see VHS footage or documentation of what it was like, or just, you know, hear what it was like through word of mouth, through friends and older folks in my family in the neighborhood. But I can only imagine. The 90s was when things started to like clean up a little bit, especially like after the John Street era. I don't know if you guys remember. You remember the John Street era? Mayor Street, when he was trying to clean up the blocks and do all the crackdowns. So we're gonna make this right-hand turn. All right, we're passing Smedley. I'm gonna make this right on Chadwick. We're just gonna keep zigzagging. We're gonna take advantage of the nice grid format and the dense urban landscape. This is a very dense urban environment. If you're antisocial, if you're like the leader or the founder of the antisocial social club, this might not be the neighborhood for you, considering how dense the layout is. All those gaps in between houses were more houses. So just picture that. If you think it's dense now, there was houses on every single plot. But over time, due to like things like the crack epidemic and just people losing their houses and fires and things like that, they knock them down, and then they end up just being empty lots. So when the drugs arrived to this area, many of the original residents left. Many of them left. And those 2 people that I mentioned earlier, like Hester, they were the ones that began campaigning against the drug dealers in the area, trying to persuade the mayor at the time was W. Wilson Good, trying to get them to demolish, like, for example, there was something called shooting galleries. It was like a crack den. And what they would do is, or they would smoke their substance in there, they would shoot their substance in there. And these 2 people were one of the ones that they led the initiative of having the city bulldoze those properties, because those residents that were actually living in the community had to deal with these people walking in and out of these shooting galleries. You can find a lot of vintage footage from back in the day, in the 80s, where these shooting galleries were a thing. There's not really shooting galleries anymore. Occasionally you might find an abandoned house and might find some people stupid in it. But back in the day, it was like a really bad phenomenon where, like, a lot on my left, you'll see like a whole line of 5-6 people, all users, gonna go behind to abandoned house and use their substance. You know what I mean? And there was only very, very, very few people who were ballsy enough, who were vocal enough to come out and speak out against them. So they began doing like little things like cleaning up the neighborhood. They began with putting like planks of wood on the windows and the doors that said like keep out. So as you can see, there's sidewalks. The sidewalk, I would say, it's probably like 4, maybe 5 feet. But with the steps being pushed out, that gives you probably like maybe 2 to 3 feet of walk space. So on little blocks like this, a lot of people walk in the street. It's easier. There is some sidewalk space, but not as much as you might want there to be. So we're approaching Lehigh Avenue once again. All right, we're back at Lehigh Avenue. There's a ton of traffic, guys, so I'm gonna have to wean myself in here slowly but surely. I think I'm gonna make a left here, and I'm just gonna get into the turning lane so we don't stay here, because if not, we're gonna be stuck here. We have a gentleman in the turning lane with a wheelchair, so we're gonna allow him to do his thing. I'm gonna get out of his way so we don't interfere with what he got going on there. We're at 17th and Lehigh. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn. Now, Glenwood Ave is right in front of us. If you pass Glenwood Ave, you will now enter Strawberry Mansion to your left, or the Allegheny West neighborhood to your right. I'm gonna make this left. There you go, last car. We just turned off of Lehigh. Again, you can see the Philadelphia skyline right here, pristine view. We have a cop camera right here on the corner on my left-hand side. It literally has the cop sticker on it. So if you look at that corner store, you see that corner store? Now look up at that pole. You see the wooden pole that's holding all the electrical lines? There's a white camera right there. Now they usually place those in troubled areas. Areas that have high crime, they'll place it in those type of areas because it's an eye in the sky, basically. Let's continue moving forward. We're gonna make a right at the corner. This block comes up, it travels east. We need to go west. This is Cumberland. We're on 17th and Cumberland. We have a Chinese store on our left, corner store on our right. We're gonna go up one more block. I have traffic behind me, guys, so please forgive me if I'm going a little faster than you would like me. I'm doing about 17 miles an hour right now. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn coming up on York. This is actually the border. So if you cross over this, then you're no longer in the neighborhood. We have Emmanuel United Methodist Church on our left-hand side. I'm gonna make this right on Colorado Street. Why do I keep on finding these random craters in the ground? I find these extravagant craters. I just went through another crater in the ground. I mean, I guess that comes with being in the hood, right? We had a couple abandoned houses. Occasionally, you'll still find abandoned houses in the area. This is one of the neighborhoods that they're still around. You can't find that in every neighborhood. Abandoned houses are a hot commodity. One thing about Glenwood, Glenwood's always active. That's why I like coming through Glenwood. Glenwood is an active neighborhood. Wow. Wow, I call that the soul scratcher, y'all. Y'all heard that? Yo, like, did my car get lower? Like, am I missing something? Oh, it's gonna scrape here. Ah, this one's ugly, y'all. This one is ugly. I'm gonna scrape badly. So let me prepare. Wow. That speed bump's designed to just keep you out of keep you out of the zone, bro. Like, listen, no lower cars. That jump was crazy. All right, we're coming off of Colorado. We're gonna continue moving forward. Another pothole. Let me slow down for the pothole. We got several abandoned houses on our left, and an abandoned house on our right, another abandoned house on our right, another lot on our left. So based on niche.com, Glenwood receives an overall rating of C-. More abandoned houses on my left, more abandoned houses on my right, more empty lots. So the population of the Glenwood neighborhood is said to be around 3,410 residents. So roughly around 3,500 residents, less than 4,000 residents call this neighborhood home. The median home value in this area is $59,524. Median rent is roughly around $839, while the national rent is $1,096.
I got you. All right.
He was having a discussion with his buddy. Said, I never lie to you. I got you, all right? So this is an urban-suburban mix, kind of. You know, I know you're like, Toon, but where's the suburban at? That's what it comes up. Area feel is defined as urban-suburban mix. It's probably more urban than suburban. 66% of residents rent their property versus the 34% that own their property. All right, let me be careful here, guys. I got to focus on these little tight blocks because I definitely don't want no curb rash on my rims. Some of these people, they park so far out. It's like, bro, like you basically leaving me no choice. Like this Maxima right here on my left. Like, why are you not more cautious of your vehicle? It's like, man. And then you scratch their vehicle and they're upset. Me personally, I won't park on that block. I just park on the corner. I'd rather park on like a main street and then walk around the corner. I walk around the corner, but at least I know my joint's safe. All right, so we're on the borderline. We're on Glenwood Avenue of the Glenwood neighborhood. I'm gonna make this left on Bouvier Street though. Oh man, but those speed bumps got me skitzing. I hope, oh, there's one right there. Access denied. That's a quick way to have Toon not go through one of these blocks. Yo, I saw that speed bump. That speed bump's no good. So I'm lowered about 3 inches, ladies and gentlemen. Lowered about 3 inches on 18-inch wheels. 18 by 8. They're 18 by 8, 5 lug. 5 by 112, which is a European bolt pattern, but I got it converted to Honda. And 5 by 114.3. And the tires I'm running is 235, 45, 18s. So I'm kind of on a tuner look right about now. And I got a front lip that's about a ½ inch from the front ground clearance. So yeah, gotta be really cautious. Sometimes I don't mind when the lip scratches. I don't mind when the lip scrapes because that's what I put it there for. Like it's just there for stylization purposes. It's not really a functional part. All right, we're passing Gratz, but the undercarriage is what concerns me more. Let's make this right on Cleveland. Got a nice mural on my right hand side. Many of these murals told stories too. If you actually look at them, they tell stories. Philadelphia is the mural capital of the country. So if you look at a lot of these murals, they have stories. So violent crimes in this area reported, stat-wise, assault 488.2 versus the national average of 282.7 reported. Murders in this area 18.8 reported versus the national 6.1 reported. So that goes to show you 18.8 murders get reported here versus the national 6.1. Robberies 300.4 versus 135.5. So yeah, they're astronomically higher here than many of other places in the area. Whoa, he was out, bro. Again, they're blocking the blind spot. You got a BMW right here blocking a blind spot. And then they car texting. Blocking a blind spot for no good reason. You got some dudes walking up here with some bullies. They got like some bulldogs. Got 3 little bulldogs. I see 2 cream ones and I see like a blue nose one. So the median household income in this neighborhood is roughly $20,806 versus the national median income of $64,994. Families with children in this area, 20% of the families in this area have children. And the diversity in this area is rated, or graded, I should say, a C based on ethnic and economic diversity. Now, if we go forward one more block, we're gonna cross our boundary, correct? Yes. Let's make this right-hand turn. Let me be cautious here. Sorry, guys. Please bear with me. Let's make this right on Gratz. Now, we didn't cover the whole entire Glenwood neighborhood, but I did get a chance to show you guys a good amount. Look, we got the Kobe. You see that Kobe artwork right here on the left on the side of the building? That was put there by a street artist. But you can always explore my page or go on YouTube and type Toon 215 Glenwood, Philadelphia, and see what comes up. See if anything comes up. Something should come up. So the education level in this neighborhood, 7% have a master's degree versus the 13% national average. 10% of residents have a bachelor's degree versus the 20% national average. 22% have some college or associate's degree versus the 29% national average. All right, we're gonna continue moving forward on Gratz. We're traveling northbound on Gratz in North Philadelphia. It's a pretty tight block, right? Really tight block. An RV wouldn't be able to go through here. A big, probably F3 350 dually truck, or even like a tow truck, I foresee them having some trouble coming through here. Cause I'm cutting it close, guys. Wow. So around the corner from here at the Glenwood gas station, there was a shooting recently. A car with children in the back seat was ambushed, leaving one man dead. This happened on August 30th, 2022, around 8:45 a.m. A gray Nissan pulled into the Conoco gas station that's actually around the corner on Broad Street and Glenwood Avenue. And when the driver went inside to pay, yeah, the rest is history. And to my knowledge, I believe that same gas station, they gunned down a motorcyclist. He was on his motorcycle and they gunned him down. They walked up to him and I think they took him out assassination style, if I'm correct. All right, we're passing 18th. Now we're traveling eastbound. Passing Bouvier.